Unshakable confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we build step by step through inner strength and clarity. The teachings of ancient wisdom show us how to nurture that confidence from within, not by chasing approval, but by changing how we see ourselves and the world. Today, we will explore powerful lessons that can help you develop true, lasting confidence, quiet, unbreakable, and deeply rooted in your being. Lesson 1. Focus on progress, not perfection. So many of us believe we must be perfect to feel worthy, but this mindset creates pressure and fear. Instead, imagine what happens when you simply aim for progress. One step forward, even a small one, is always better than standing still. The truth is, perfection doesn't exist. It is a moving target. If you chase it, you'll always feel behind. But when you focus on getting better, you start to notice growth. You begin to see your efforts in a kinder light. You no longer feel defeated when things go wrong. Instead, you say, "I'm still learning. I'm still growing." That's where confidence begins. The path of inner peace teaches us not to cling to outcomes. It reminds us that the journey is more important than the destination. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep going. Every moment is a chance to improve. Every challenge is an opportunity to practice patience and courage. When you stop comparing yourself to an image of perfection, you begin to value your own unique path. You understand that you are enough as you are, while also being open to becoming more. This shift in focus releases you from anxiety. It gives you space to breathe. You can be proud of how far you've come, no matter how far you have to go. You no longer feel ashamed of mistakes or missteps. You accept them as part of your journey, and that acceptance becomes the foundation of real confidence. Not loud, not arrogant, just steady, grounded confidence. So don't aim to be flawless. Aim to be consistent. Aim to grow. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Just be better today than you were yesterday. That is enough. That is powerful. That is the real path to confidence. Lesson 2. Celebrate small wins consistently. We often wait for big achievements before we allow ourselves to feel proud. But confidence grows stronger, not from grand victories, but from noticing and celebrating the small steps we take every day. When you acknowledge even the tiniest progress, you send a message to your inner self. I see you, I'm proud of you. That message builds belief. It strengthens your trust in your own efforts. Many teachings remind us to be fully present. And that means being present with every step, not just the final goal. Did you get out of bed despite feeling low? That's a win. Did you speak up in a small meeting? That's a win. Did you try again after a failure? That's a powerful win. Each time you recognize these moments, you reinforce your inner strength. Confidence becomes something you build, one brick at a time, through daily acts of courage. Think of a tree growing from a seed. It does not become tall overnight. It pushes through the soil slowly, inch by inch. But each inch matters. Each moment of light it receives helps it grow stronger. Your journey is the same. If you ignore the small wins, you miss the joy of the process. You overlook your own power. But when you pause and celebrate, even with a smile or a kind word to yourself, you keep the fire alive. You stay motivated. You remember that your efforts matter. This is not about being proud in an egoistic way. It's about being grateful for your strength. It's about recognizing your journey with compassion and patience. And when you do that consistently, confidence begins to bloom. You no longer wait for someone else to tell you you're doing well. You already know. You already feel it, and that feeling becomes your fuel. So today, notice something small you did well. Say thank you to yourself. Appreciate your effort. Then do it again tomorrow. Make it a habit. Because confidence isn't built in leaps, it's built in layers, thin, steady, beautiful layers of small victories that form the foundation of a confident, peaceful life. Lesson 3. Embrace discomfort as growth. Most people run away from discomfort. It feels hard, unfamiliar, and even scary. But growth never happens inside comfort. It happens when you stretch, when you move into the unknown. Every uncomfortable moment is a doorway to strength. When you choose to walk through it instead of turning away, something inside you changes. You become braver. You become more sure of yourself, and that is where unshakable confidence begins. There is a quiet teaching that reminds us, suffering is not to be feared, but understood. Discomfort is often the first sign that you are expanding beyond your limits. It is the fire that melts away old fears. It is the teacher that shows you what you're capable of. When you embrace it rather than resist it, you take back your power. You stop being afraid of what could go wrong. You start focusing on what you can learn. Think about the first time you tried something new. Maybe you were nervous. Maybe you failed. But you also discovered something, perhaps courage, or patience, or a new skill. That discovery only happened because you were willing to be uncomfortable. If you had stayed safe, you would have missed that lesson. And every time you face discomfort again, that confidence grows. Discomfort is not a punishment. It is an invitation. It says, you're ready to evolve. Accepting that invitation doesn't mean enjoying pain. It means trusting that something good can come from it. It means reminding yourself, this too shall pass and I will be stronger because of it. That mindset changes everything. The more you lean into uncomfortable situations with a calm heart, the less power they have over you. You no longer fear difficulty. You begin to welcome challenge as a sign that you're on the right path. And slowly, quietly, confidence rises. Not from being fearless, but from knowing you can face fear and still move forward. So the next time you feel discomfort, pause. Breathe. Remind yourself, this is part of the journey. This is growth. This is where confidence is born, not in ease, but in courage. Lesson 4. Challenge negative self-talk. The words we speak to ourselves shape the way we see the world and ourselves. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, you'll start to believe it. And when you believe it, you act from that belief. You shrink, you hesitate, you doubt. But here's the truth. Most of those thoughts are not facts. They are habits, and habits can be changed. The mind has been compared to a garden. If you plant seeds of kindness, you grow peace. But if you plant weeds of self-doubt, they take over. The first step to building confidence is noticing the voice inside. Is it kind? Is it helpful? Or is it harsh and critical? You have the power to change that voice. You can challenge it. You can choose new words. When a negative thought arises, don't just accept it. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this helpful? Would I say this to someone I love? If the answer is no, then replace it. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Be firm, but gentle. Be honest, but encouraging. This is not about lying to yourself or pretending everything is perfect. It's about being fair. It's about creating space for growth instead of judgment. When you change your inner dialogue, you change your energy. You begin to walk taller. You make decisions with more clarity. You treat yourself with the respect you deserve. Confidence doesn't mean never having negative thoughts. It means not believing every one of them. It means being aware, catching the thought, and choosing a better one. It means saying, I am learning instead of I am failing. It means saying I can try instead of I will never be good enough. Over time, this practice becomes natural. Your mind becomes more peaceful. Your heart becomes stronger. And your confidence becomes real, rooted in truth, not fear. So today, listen to your inner voice. If it speaks in anger or doubt, pause. Replace it with patience and support. Be your own ally. Be your own source of strength. Because confidence begins not with how others see you, but with how you see yourself. Lesson 5. Practice self-compassion regularly. So often, we are our own worst critics. We show kindness to others but forget to offer it to ourselves. We blame ourselves for mistakes, hold on to guilt, and expect ourselves to be perfect. But true confidence cannot grow in a harsh heart. It needs warmth. It needs compassion, especially toward the self. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same care you would offer a loved one in pain. It means saying, it's okay, I'm human, I'm allowed to struggle. This simple act of kindness can heal deep wounds. It can create a space where confidence grows naturally. You don't have to earn compassion. You don't have to be perfect to deserve it. In fact, It is when you feel most broken that you need it the most. When you can hold your own suffering with softness, you stop being afraid of it. You stop running from your flaws. Instead, you learn to sit with them, understand them, and gently let them go. Ancient wisdom teaches that pain is a part of life, but suffering comes from resisting it. When you accept your imperfections with compassion, you reduce that suffering. You free yourself from the need to always be right or strong. And in that freedom, confidence arises, not from pride, but from peace. This practice is not always easy. Sometimes it feels strange to be kind to ourselves, but like any skill, it grows with practice. You can start small. Place your hand on your heart when you feel anxious. Whisper kind words to yourself after a tough day. Forgive yourself for past choices. These small acts matter. They tell your inner self, I am here. I care. And that message builds trust. It builds safety. It builds quiet confidence that doesn't fade in hard times. So don't wait for others to comfort you. Learn to comfort yourself. Learn to be gentle with your pain. Learn to be patient with your process. And slowly, you will find that confidence isn't something you chase. It's something you create through love, through care, through compassion. Lesson 6. Take action despite fear. Fear is a natural part of being human. It often shows up when we try something new, when we step outside our comfort zone, or when we face the unknown. But fear itself is not the problem. The problem is when fear controls us, when it stops us from moving forward. Confidence doesn't mean being fearless. It means taking action even when fear is present. The teachings encourage us to observe fear without judgment. Don't fight it. Don't hide from it. Just notice it. See it as a wave that rises and falls. The more you resist fear, the stronger it feels. But the more you face it with awareness, the more it loosens its grip. That moment when you choose to act despite fear, that is when true confidence is born. You don't need to take big, dramatic steps. Start small. Speak up in a group even if your voice shakes. Try a new skill even if you might fail. Say yes to something you usually avoid. Each small action teaches your mind, I can do this. And that message becomes stronger every time you act. Courage is not loud. Sometimes it's just a quiet voice that says, try again. The more you follow that voice, the more your confidence grows. You begin to trust your ability to handle whatever comes. You stop waiting for fear to disappear. Instead, you walk alongside it. You might feel fear and still move forward. That is strength. You might feel uncertain and still take the step. That is growth. Confidence comes from experience, especially from doing things you once thought you couldn't do. And every time you act in the presence of fear, you expand your limits. You become someone who doesn't wait to feel ready. You become someone who creates readiness through action. So the next time fear shows up, pause. Take a breath. Acknowledge it, but don't let it decide for you. Take one small step forward, then another. And in time, you'll find that the fear becomes quieter and your confidence becomes louder. Not because the fear went away, but because you learned how to move through it. Lesson 7. Set achievable, realistic goals. Confidence often breaks down when our goals are too big, too far, or too vague. We set high expectations, fail to meet them, and then feel disappointed. But what if the problem isn't you? What if it's the way the goal was set? When we shift from unrealistic dreams to achievable goals, everything changes. Start by being honest with yourself. Where are you now? What do you truly want to change or improve? Don't focus on what others expect. Focus on what matters to you. Then, break it down. A goal should feel possible, not overwhelming. If you want to write a book, don't aim to finish it in a week. Just aim to write one paragraph today. That's enough. That's real. One of the teachings tells us that balance is key. When we live with balance, we avoid extremes. Setting goals is the same. If the goal is too easy, you won't grow. If it's too hard, you'll feel stuck. But a goal that stretches you just enough will bring progress and joy. That balance builds trust in yourself. You feel capable. You feel strong. And that builds confidence. Also, be flexible. Life changes. Your energy changes. Your needs change. It's okay to adjust your goals along the way. You're not giving up. You're being wise. You're listening to your present moment. That's a sign of strength, not weakness. Celebrate each step. When you complete a small part of your goal, pause. Feel proud. Let that feeling fuel the next step. Over time, those small steps become big changes, and your belief in yourself grows stronger. Confidence comes from doing what you say you'll do. So keep your promises to yourself. Don't say you'll do everything. Just say you'll do one small thing and then do it. That quiet consistency is powerful. It teaches you that you can rely on yourself. So, take a look at your goals. Make them real. Make them gentle, make them meaningful, then take the first step. That's all it takes to begin. One real step, taken with care, is the foundation of lasting confidence. Lesson 8. Learn from failures, don't dwell. Everyone fails. It's part of life. But not everyone learns from failure. Some people stay stuck, replaying the mistake over and over in their minds. They carry the weight of regret and shame. But the truth is, failure is not the end. It is the beginning. It's a mirror that shows us where to grow, where to change, and where to try again. There's a gentle lesson in letting go. It teaches us that clinging to what has already passed only causes suffering. When we fail, we can choose to punish ourselves, or we can choose to reflect, learn, and release. That second choice is the one that builds confidence. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I use this lesson next time? What will I do differently now? When you shift your focus from blame to growth, failure becomes your teacher. It no longer holds you back. It pushes you forward. Remember, confidence doesn't mean always succeeding. It means believing that no matter what happens, you can get back up. You can try again. You are not defined by one mistake. You are defined by your willingness to rise. Let go of the need to be perfect. Let go of the fear of looking foolish. Let go of the voice that says, you'll never get it right. Replace it with patience. Replace it with wisdom. Replace it with action. Even the most peaceful and wise people have failed, but they didn't let it harden them. They let it shape them. They used it as a stepping stone, not a stopping point. You can do the same. So, the next time you fall, take a breath. Be kind to yourself. Look at what happened with open eyes. Ask what it's here to teach you. Then take the lesson and move forward. You don't need to carry the weight of the past. You only need the wisdom it left behind. And with each failure you grow through, you become more resilient, more grounded, more confident. Not because life is easy, but because you know you have the strength to keep going. Lesson 9. Surround yourself with supportive people. We become like the people we spend the most time with. If you are always around those who judge, criticize, or doubt you, their words start to shape your inner world. But if you are surrounded by people who uplift you, encourage you, and believe in you, that energy lifts you too. That's why choosing your circle with care is so important. You don't need a large crowd. Just a few kind, honest, and supportive people can make all the difference. Their presence can remind you of your strength when you forget. Their words can bring clarity when your mind is full of doubt. Their energy can help you grow. Spiritual wisdom reminds us that we are deeply connected. Our minds influence each other more than we realize. So protect your space. If someone constantly drains your energy or makes you feel small, it's okay to step back. You're not being unkind. You're protecting your peace. Look for people who listen without judgment, who celebrate your growth, who gently guide you when you're lost. These people are gifts. Value them. And just as importantly, be that kind of person to others. Lift them up. Speak gently. Support without control. The kindness you give often returns to you. Confidence doesn't grow in isolation. It grows in connection. It grows when you feel seen, heard, and accepted. And while self-reliance is important, community gives you strength. It reminds you that you're not alone on your journey. If you feel alone right now, start by being a support to yourself. Then slowly, Seek out others who share your values. Join small groups. Engage in real conversations. Be open to healthy connections. Sometimes, the right people enter your life when you begin to live from your truth. Surrounding yourself with support doesn't mean avoiding challenge. True friends will also tell you the hard truths with love. They will help you grow without tearing you down. That balance is rare but beautiful. So look around, reflect on your circle. Keep the ones who help you shine. Gently release those who dim your light. And always remember, you deserve to be supported. You deserve to be encouraged. You deserve a space where your confidence can flourish. Lesson 10. Know your values and live by them. Confidence is not just about appearance, success, or skill. It is about knowing who you are and standing firm in that truth. When you live according to your deepest values, you feel grounded. You stop seeking approval. You stop chasing validation. You begin to trust your own inner compass. Your values are your inner guide. They remind you what matters most. Maybe it's honesty, kindness, growth, or peace. Whatever they are, make time to discover them. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What do I want my life to reflect? What kind of person do I want to be, no matter the situation? Once you know your values, use them to make decisions. Let them guide your actions even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. When your choices reflect your truth, your confidence grows. You feel whole, you feel aligned. You may still face judgment or failure, but you won't feel lost, because you'll know you're living with integrity. The teachings remind us to walk the middle path, to live with wisdom and intention. Living by your values is that path. It brings clarity. It brings peace. It frees you from the noise of the world. You no longer need to follow trends or opinions. You just follow your truth. Living this way also gives you quiet strength. When challenges come, you don't break. You bend, but you return to your center. That resilience is the root of unshakable confidence. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to keep walking your path with honesty and heart. If you're not sure what your values are yet, that's okay. Start by noticing what feels right. What brings you peace? What choices make you proud, even if no one sees them? Reflect on those. Write them down, live them out one step at a time. Confidence doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from having a clear direction. Your values are that direction. Follow them, even when the world pulls you the other way. Stay true to what matters most. In doing so, you will find not only confidence, but a life that feels meaningful and free.